And welcome back, everybody, as we get set for match 2 of our second day live here from WCG 2019 in Xi'an. I'm Opal, joined by Pyra. Pyro had a small little break there, got to get a little bit of a biscuit and get some, some water in the system, get ready to go for game 2.
We needed a little bit of cool down after that round 1. We saw the Brazilian team really fighting back, but Gio not really able to take it, ending up getting a 2-0 closeout for the Malaysian side. We got to wander around a little bit, see some fighting robots, hear some World Cyber Games theme songs, and some really epic pipes over there from the singers earlier on doing the Lion King theme. It was great.
Yeah, but of course we get set for our second match. Of course, we have one of our Chinese teams taking on our North American reps.
The Chinese team. I mean, this is Dteam, but you might as well call them A-Team because the way they've been playing has been fantastic. They were the favorites coming into this tournament, and it's going to be a tough task for the USA.
Yeah, BMGaming are going to be the representative from North America, and this is now we're kind of in the do or die when it comes to these teams. BMGaming, they lost to the other Chinese representative in the group, and just by, favorites coming into the group, they kind of need to take home this victory, or it's looking very slim for them to move on into the semifinal.
This is the issue with round robin, best of 3s. You've got to at least win a couple to get out of the top of the group. It's 5 teams in each group. You need to be top 2. It means you really can't afford to drop 2 games or more effectively. I mean, you could drop maybe 2 if the stars align, but apart from that, you pretty much need to win more than you lose. And at this point, this is like last chance.
Yeah, pretty much. And for some of these players, they're pretty accustomed to that. We have a lot of, veterans when it comes to the AOV scene within North America. A lot of these guys, used to play out.
We were talking to them earlier,
yeah.
They brought some of their players back for this due to the fact that they needed a majority North American side. Bringing Raw back into the lineup. He had been previously playing for the team. I think he's one of the players you mentioned moved on to other things in AOV.
Yeah, we had a couple like that. We have AD Sierra who's come back as well. Just overall, a squad that's accustomed to playing together, it's not out of the ordinary for them to, just having to be jambled all right back on together. So I think they'll be able to play just fine. A lot of the players, when we were talking to them over in the tournament zone behind us, there's a lot of the roster actually, more than half does actually play the game quite regularly. They do play from North America. They have to deal with a little bit of ping.
About 250. It's a bit hard.
Hey, you know what though? You come to land, that just makes you a superhuman.
Pretty much.
At that point.
Yeah, you just get yourself into a better position. And I think the real key, just like all the other matches we've seen where it's China versus the rest of the world, with the exception potentially of M8 Hexa in Malaysia, is that they're going to be more used to Arena of Valor in general, which means they still have to adjust. They still have to kind of do a little bit of translation in their heads. Okay, what heroes do we want to pick? What compositions do we want to go for? This one is kind of like this one, but it's a little bit different. And even though they're really good with the teamwork, they're really together because they have been a roster in the past, that is still going to be a potential weakness that can be exploited by Dteam.
Yeah, because, Dteam already, they went ahead and they dominated V-Star. They were able to take down, M8 Hexa pretty easily at this point.
And the way M8 Hexa played against Gio, I think that's just no mean feat. Like, this is a team that clearly is strong, but they got outclassed by the Chinese Titans, and that is kind of worrying for anybody that goes against them.
Yeah, and as far as best of 3s went, as far as the qualifier and the tournament itself, they have not dropped a single match. During our qualifier in Shanghai, they went undefeated. Well, I think they only dropped 2 actual games when it came to actually playing. And they did drop games to weak teams. And that was a little concerning from them.
That does show that they can get surprised. And I think, if anything, that's what the American side has to grasp there. It's like, we need to do something that they're not expecting, and we need to execute it well. It's fine to pull out the cheese, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. So I really want to see what they do on the BMGaming side.
When in doubt, run it down bot lane like KSSC.
I mean, that clearly worked yesterday. Twice almost.
Almost twice.
Yeah, that was, if you guys weren't tuning in yesterday, another Chinese squad, KSSC, man, they ran roughshod over their opponents by just going a 5-stack bot lane, disabling the towers, and just 5-stacking it. I don't know if that's going to work throughout the rest of this tournament, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone tries it.
You could just try.
Maybe they do it on top lane. Mix it up.
Yeah, do it top lane. Do it top lane.
No one expects that.
You know what? Just do it mid.
Yeah, but then there's a lot of ways to collapse, I guess.
Just do it mid.
Yeah, I guess less people.
No one
expects the 5-man mid lane rush.
Surprise!
We've seen Stranger Things, that's for sure.
Yeah, we have.
I've not seen season 3 yet, though. Been waiting to get that one in.
Off my desk.
Nah.
Going.
You get a solo cast? I don't think so.
I could do it.
Opal loves it. He's just making a show. Well, we're getting into the game pretty soon.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
What are you assuming what I like from you?
Yes, I am.
Pyra?
I think I spent enough time with you to kind of get a good sense of what is Opal Cast. What does he like? What does he not like? What is Opal Cast?
What is Opal
Who
Cast?
is Opal Cast?
Who? Why?
Why Opal
Cast?
All right. All right, there.
Oh, boy.
Drax the Destroyer. We're going to get into game pretty soon, I think, but we do have, it looks like, a slight delay as we're going to get started on this one. And gives us more time to talk about the teams.
Yeah. They can't see me.
No, they don't. They're just like, you're just saying, like, moving so still?
I don't have anything to snack on.
Yeah,
there.
well, that's your mistake, man. You should have brought some snacks back up to the
Excuse
desk.
me?
Yeah. That's right. I'm calling you out.
There isn't, like, there was no actual, like, there was little snacks here and there.
Well, we're actually ahead of schedule. I mean, that's the thing. Is like we were going to get lunch and everything, but no, like teams, they finished fast. They really wanted this to go quickly.
Yeah, and then they were like, oh, let's do lunch. And they're like, wait, lunch isn't here yet, guys.
Exactly.
You got to wait.
So
I do see some of the crew having, like, some lunch now. So I'm like, okay, lunch is coming. Food is here.
But, you know, eventually. We got to get through the match, absolutely. And I think we really want to go back to this one because BMGaming, they're definitely going to be the underdogs here. Well, what do you want to see them do? I mean, the 5-man mid thing that you've talked about aside, what do you think they can do against this powerhouse Chinese squad?
Like Dteam, when they play well, they play disgustingly well. If I recall, they were TGA city champs for, I don't know the exact city they were, but again, they were the secondary. So the thing is, they're kind of, D-Team's not necessarily from the Pro League itself. They have played in the qualifiers for the Pro League, but they are what you would consider, you know, the second tier under the KPL when it comes to Chinese Kings gameplay. So for them, honestly, like BMGaming, they have to pull out, I think, 2 wacky compositions. That or play messy. Like, I think that's the only way. But you know what? We mentioned it before. The China region, when it comes to MOBAs, they excel in messy situations.
And that's the thing. It's like it's all about like creating those chaotic conditions and just knowing that you can play individually better. Like we've seen this in so many esports, especially in MOBAs across the board over the years. And this is where that whole typical Chinese aggression comes in. Yeah. But a lot of the times, it comes down to, like, can I outplay 1v1? That's not what's the case here, where it's all about those rotations and getting those number advantages and getting those skirmishes that you just have favored conditions. They create 60-40s or 70-30s if they can, and they just do it better. We saw KSSC do it. They were the second-place qualifier. They were a very strong team. This is the team that beat them.
Yeah.
That's going to be
I'll
tough.
Be frank, we haven't seen KSSC, I think, at full strength.
No, I don't think so either. I think they were trying to flex a little bit.
That or maybe not show what they plan on playing.
I mean, that's one thing to do. It's like there's no way we're going to do this against anybody else, but we're going to have some fun with it. I mean, when we get to the semifinals and then the finals, that's going to be where we'll see like those really epic battles.
Well,
it's a bit of a shame we don't have best of 5s in that situation.
On top of that, too, that's when the pressure gets added on a little bit more because, you know, if you get through the semifinal, if you win the semifinals, you guarantee yourself at least $40,000.
That's true. So if you get through the semifinals, you make it to the finals.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
And then if you make it into the top 4, it's at least, well, it's $20K if you manage to win the third place match, which is still definitely a decent chunk of change.
Yes.
So
if you win your semifinal, you could get second at least, which is 40.
Of course, that's not what they're aiming for, right? It's all about that top prize, not just the money, but the the glory of being the Honor of Kings champion here at WCG 2019.
You know what? I'll take the guaranteed cash.
Yeah, you like the guaranteed cash?
Yeah.
Checks in the mail, Opal?
Checks in the mail.
Okay.
I can be comfortable. Go get a good bite.
Just get it on Alipay.
You know,
it's one of the craziest things about China. For those of you that don't know, China is like light years ahead when it comes to like just paying on app.
Light years ahead in in lots of stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
And then there's one or two things. There's one or two things that are just like
you can pay with your chat app and everything. It's crazy. I mean, it's kind of like think like Apple Pay or like Google Wallet, but just like
Apple
next
Pay
level
mixed in with your phone like contact book
and ways to like
Facebook
order
Manager.
food and everything.
Yeah.
Like
well, actually,
I
pay my utilities through that app.
Do you actually?
Yeah.
I mean, that's so convenient.
I pay
it's
for
basically
electricity
a bank
through that app.
It's basically your bank app.
Yeah, well, it's hooked up into your bank. It's
exactly.
like actually into your bank.
That is so wild, man.
It gets a little.
China's such an interesting country.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of stuff. I think the best was the cashers that went to the street food vendors. They're like, yeah, I'll pay with some cash, and then, you know, all the people were like, cash.
What are you doing? Cash.
What are you doing?
Yeah. And what's crazy about that is it's also Xi'an. It's like it's an older city. You'd think they'd be like more.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know we're gonna do cash. Like tourists gonna come here to see the Terracotta Warriors and all that kind of stuff. Speaking of, what has been your favorite part of Xi'an so far?
Well, like we've been here all the time.
Yeah, you've seen a bit. A
little bit. We've gone to one other place, but
that's true.
And like that's.
And I've been with you the whole time. But I'm asking for the fans.
Well,
what have you enjoyed so far?
The Light City is always fun. I want to actually see it without it being like raining the entire time.
It has been a bit wet lately.
And like at night properly, because every time we go there or go near it, we're going either somewhere else or we went for dinner, and then everyone like took too long, and then it's like, oh, we can't do it now.
That was an adventure trying to get like 20 casters like rounded up together and just like make a dinner thing happen. Proved very difficult.
We got like a reservation, and then they're like, oh wait, that's too big. After we waited 40 minutes, and we're like,
And then we found another random restaurant that had like all the room.
That is not how reservations work.
So yeah, in case you couldn't tell, we're not very functional in the other areas of our life that doesn't involve around talking about games. But that's okay, because this is what we do.
Yeah, this is what happens when there's, usually a small little tech delay.
What can you do?
You know what? I'll take this 15 minutes versus 11 hours.
Dude, I just enjoy spending time chatting with you, talking about nothing in particular, Opal. It's always great.
Just nothing?
Yeah.
Is that what you consider our adventures?
Sweet little nothings?
Just nothing? It was nothing to you?
To turn a phrase, Opal. Some discord on the caster desk. This is not good.
Excuse me. That's the cultural difference between the Canadians and the...
Yeah, so may I make you a peace offering?
I'm
sorry.
That was passive-aggressive, sorry.
Oh, so wait, really? You got a passive-aggressive way of saying
something? Yeah, it's like, oh, sorry. Or
this
you go,
is so complicated.
Sorry. Or, you go, oh, sorry.
I'm American. We just, apologizing and all is a big thing for us.
That or, you bump into someone, you're just, yeah, sorry. And that's pretty much,
I see.
That's pretty much like, get out of my way. You got in my way, but I'll accept the fact that...
I like it in the UK. They do the same thing, except it's like a very high inflection. It's like, sorry.
See, I've been told that in the UK, if they're nice to you, they actually don't like you.
I've heard that too.
I've heard that, yeah.
Nobody's nice to me there, so that's a good thing.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof. Maybe no one's just not nice to you.
Now who's passive-aggressive, Opal? Thank you for bearing with us through the tech delays, guys. We'll try to get that resolved as soon as possible in the games going up in pick and ban. Shouldn't be too much more time before that. But
worst case scenario, we got I got some paper. We could make some paper airplanes.
Well, I mean, we did the math on Marco Polo before. Do we want to go back into how long it'll take, Guan Yu, for instance, to get around?
Possibly. He's a he rides a horse, correct?
Yeah, so he can he can really only go on land unless he's I guess on a ferry boat.
Yeah.
Can he get off the horse?
Well, is the rule that if he's on a boat, he has to go back and forth on it, to make
Let's just assume
difference?
he has to go. He's on the boat, and then he can only go at boat speed.
Let's say he has to go the longest possible land distance, which has been except for one little gap, and that's up by Russia and Alaska, where there's the
Bering Strait.
The Bering Strait, technically up there. Technically, he could swim.
I'm with you here.
Yeah, it'd be a 20-kilometer swim.
Yeah, but then the horse wouldn't be able to swim.
You know what? That horse is pretty big. That's a big.
The horse is just gonna put his hooves on one end of Russia and then the other end on Alaska, and he'll just kind of walk across.
Yes, that is
small.
what people see from their houses in Alaska.
That's what I've heard.
They don't see Russia. They
That's
see
a throwback,
giant
by the way.
horse.
Yes.
And there's wow. Where's this military technology when we need it?
I saw a giant horse when I was in Mongolia last week.
Yeah.
It was a giant statue of Genghis Khan. It's apparently the largest horse statue, statue that includes a horse in the world.
That's such a weird distinction.
I know, it's a real. I don't know how to actually phrase that, but it's not the largest statue in the world, but it's the largest horse riding statue.
It's the biggest horse-related statue.
Yeah, exactly. Because most statues are just they're just dudes, right?
Yeah.
Or a group of dudes. But this is a person on horseback.
Yeah.
And probably the most famous person on horseback in history.
We consider him the most famous horseback person in history?
I think so. I think Genghis Khan is probably the most famous horseback person that I can think of.
Okay.
I mean, you think back to medieval stuff, and you probably talk, or not medieval, but 1700s. There's probably a lot of Europeans that factor in. A lot of them are maybe kings and generals, but I think Genghis Khan probably takes the cake on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that work.
Also, he is everywhere in Mongolia. Everything is named after him. The airport I went through, the hotel I was at, their presidential building. It's all called Genghis Khan. Yeah. Although they say it differently. It's pronounced Chinggis Khan.
Yeah. I guess we're not factually correct here on Honor of Kings, where he just rides a giant wolf.
Yeah, that's a bit weird. Because the thing is, when I first started watching, I looked at Guan Yu and I'm like, oh, that's got to be Genghis Khan.
And
then I looked, no, they made him all young, and he has he kind of has the sideburns.
Sideburn with a big.
Yeah, he kind of looks like Wolverine a little bit. He's got the fierce face,
he's got
but he's also
bow and arrow,
but a shonen version.
Yeah.
They made him very young and handsome, and Marco Polo's kind of got the I'm the steampunk guy, even though he has nothing to do with that.
Steampunk heartthrob.
And then Mulan is an assassin.
Yeah.
They really took some creative liberties in this. I like it though.
Hey, you got to. It's a game.
That's true. You do.
It's just a game pirate.
I learned a lot about some of the other historical figures too, Wei Xi'an, who was this empress and empress consort in, I believe, the Tang Dynasty. So I'm learning a little bit of Chinese history while I'm here.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anything about her, but I looked her up afterwards, and I'm like, oh, this is based on a real person who was a very famous ruler in what's it? Ruler in fact, but not in name.
Okay.
Back during this time. And that's like, I was like, that's really cool, actually. I had no idea like somebody like that existed. And China just has thousands of years of history. It blows my mind.
See, I've only been learning like the more modern stuff because that's what affects me most of the time. Like
Fair.
the rules.
I mean, you do live in Shanghai.
Yeah,
so
I do
like,
live in Shanghai.
You kind of need to know a lot of that stuff, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah. They just introduced a new garbage sorting thing.
Yeah, you guys recycle and everything now, right?
Yeah, we have to split it into 5 things.
Oh, it's just like Germany. Yeah, we have to do glass by like green glass, like clear glass, brown glass.
What? No.
Yeah.
What?
That's, Germany's hardcore, man.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, and also
Well,
you can't just
like-
put it in a bin. You
like-
have to take it to a special place.
Like when I went to your former studio over at LCS, like I remember they used to give you like little tokens at
yes,
the drinks.
that's called fand. So fand is like like when you return bottles as a kid, you
Yeah.
get like a couple cents back. It's basically a deposit on the bottle.
Okay.
So it encourages you to bring it back and recycle it.
But it was like €1.
Yeah, it's
Like,
expensive.
it's expensive.
It's a good encourage. They do it at clubs and stuff as well.
Really?
You get like the bottle, and it doesn't have to be like anything alcoholic. It can also be like lemonade or whatever.
But like I realized that I was like, wow, and it's already cheaper here because
Yeah.
all this stuff doesn't have to be imported, like the drink sales have. And I was like,
and
I'm
LCS drinks are pricey, man. For Germany?
and then, like compared to like what I'm used to.
Yeah.
Like if I wanted like a Summersby back there, like back home, it's like $6, $7.
What is that like? That's like, how much is that to US?
That's like
$4 or $5?
like 6 is.
That's expensive, yeah. Actually.
So
I'm
like when I
surprised.
was there, I was like, wait, it's like €3, but then I give you €1.
Yeah.
It's like the buy one get like 30% off.
Yeah, but only if you bring it back. You're doing the work
Yeah.
of collecting the bottle. It's more important at clubs is what they do is they don't want people to like leave around a bunch of stuff. They're like, no, you help clean up and we give you your money back. Brilliant.
I guess.
Also, if you just find bottles and you have a bunch of tokens, you can go and you can turn them in. Doesn't matter if you bought them.
That's when you wait. That's like a perfect money-making scheme.
Yeah.
I could be a promoter
Yeah.
for like tourists.
Well, you know, it is.
And then I say, hey, when you go to the bar, give me this thing.
there are actually people who do it just outdoors. Like it's considered rude to like actually throw your bottle into like one of the city bins.
Yeah.
You're supposed to just set it on the ground in a place that won't get knocked over because it's known. This is a very Berlin thing, by the way. It's
I
known
was
that people
I was
collect it.
wondering about that because
Yeah.
I could not like actually find a proper recycling thing.
No, I mean they have the little orange bins, and that's mostly trash.
Yeah.
So what you're supposed to do is leave it like underneath the bin, basically.
Yeah.
So that's what I do, and I'm like, I know someone will collect it and turn it in for like 10 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's Berlin. Thought you guys have you ever come out there?
Welcome to the recycling and how to
This
save
is the
environment.
recycling. This is the recycling production brought to you by Opal and Pyra.
Yeah. At this point.
Yeah.
We're not too sure exactly what's going on here. So
yeah, well, hopefully
we'll
we
be
get
able
some
to
information
update you.
soon on that one.
I
But
know.
in the meantime,
It's been like a little bit. So once the game
okay.
starts, we'll know. We'll know.
well, I'm sure we'll know. It'll kind of flash up on the screen. You see, that's how that works.
Oh wow. Really?
I know.
Oh man.
Crazy. But I'm
Imagine-
presuming the players just aren't ready up yet, or there is something technical going on. But
All right. Where are they?
are you gonna look around that?
I'm looking. I see them. They're sitting down.
Yeah. Are they like they got their phones and everything?
They're heads are down. It looks
Okay.
like they're in draft, but who knows?
All right.
Who knows?
Well, I mean, it is a very important match. Remember, if they especially for the North American side, if they
Yeah.
win, they still have a chance, really, somewhat realistically. And taking out Dteam is no mean feat, but if they do it, it proves that they have a lot going for them. On the other side, Dteam are kind of looking to lock this up.
Yeah, lock this up and kind of really solidify, top of the group. Thanks for coming, but we're going to the grand final kind of deal.
And it wouldn't be a surprise to anyone the way they qualified, not dropping a single match, getting their way, just kind of crashing their way through opponents. Even the likes of KSSC, as you mentioned, have not even shown their full power level yet, and are still flexing on people.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. I don't know what kind of picks they'll employ, what kind of heroes they'll use. What we've seen so far, we have seen a bit of a meta develop.
They were a little bit closer to KPL style of meta
Yeah.
when it came to the pickups, so I think we'll see more of that kind of stuff that we've been seeing at the World Championship. They're the ones that I feel like will happily leave up like Gunsung Lee and make
Because they're just
BMGaming.
confident in their style.
Oh yeah.
I mean, honestly, that is a boon to the likes of BMGaming, because if they can pick up some really powerful heroes, they have a chance to pop off.
But
we
if-
saw yesterday, we did see at least one really big, on the losing side, one really big hero. I think it was the Angelica that actually popped off in INTZ stands.
A little bit there.
Yeah.
I was able to do a little bit of damage. The one big one for D-Team, if I recall from the qualifier, was the Yukio.
Yes.
They really love to play that, and I wouldn't be shocked if they're on blue side and they first pick it if it's open.
And that's the thing, like, you have to wonder how much VOD review BM is going to get in, because this is a team that, because they changed their roster, and because they're also playing originally Arena of Valor, coming over here to play Honor of Kings, there's less available information on them for Dteam to watch. Dteam probably doesn't mind that too much because they're confident in their abilities, but on the flip side, there's a lot of footage for BMGaming to scout out the likes of Dteam, and that might give them an edge. And I really think the Yukio is a must-ban in a lot of situations, but especially against Dteam.
Yeah, we'll have to see there. And like you mentioned, it's like, I feel like for BMGaming, like, sure, they've been able to, you know, do what they can when it comes to the bans and stuff along those lines, because they have been playing the game, pretty much. Half the team has been playing the game. Some of them are making content for it, too, on the side at the same time. Like, I think it was 80s Hero that posted the video that was like, yo, going to China, trying out the new mid lane. I think it was the, you know, the fire, I'm trying to think of it. What was it?
I think I know what you're talking about, but the name escapes me for some reason.
I'm trying to remember. Like fire, throws fire.
Just
First
throws
mage. What am I thinking? Small girl with a
Angelica.
bug. Angelica,
Yeah, we were just talking about her. Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about somebody else.
And then they were also playing the bomber too, like Menji.
Yep, JMG.
JMG, yeah.
And we saw JMG in that last game too. I was glad to see it finally make its way through, but I thought it would stall out a bit better in mid lane. Not the case.
Comparatively to what you see like the bomb mages in other MOBAs, yeah, it's really hard to stall out.
It just doesn't do as much damage to minions. I think that's the key. Like, even the ultimate doesn't clear waves all that well. Yeah. It's more like for targeted, because it's another thing. It's not like a skill shot. A lot of the bombs that Jangmin-Ji uses are like targeted.
When you're running.
Yes.
If you're in the running mode, it's targeted. You can free fire.
But you don't want to stand still too much anyways. Otherwise, you don't have a big health
using
pool.
the running ability.
Yeah, true.
So, like, if you walk, you can just, like, skill shot it.
Just chuck them out. Yeah. But we've seen a lot more targeted use, I think, for the most part. Especially at the likes of KPL, like, where Jangmin-Ji is very popular. At least in the games that we watched coming into this series.
Yeah. And, you know, anything could possibly change here.
Oh, that's true. I mean, like, again, it's always a bit of a wild card when you're talking about teams that are coming in from what is effectively a very different version of the game in Arena of Valor. They're going to come up with some weird compositions. And sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But it's so hard when you're against, like, a polished Chinese squad like Dteam. And even the weaker ones, like AGY we saw, were just still incredible yesterday.
So have to see here. Again, guys, haven't gotten an update just yet. It seems like there's just something going on with the lobby, so likely refs are just remaking it, trying to get something sorted out. Maybe a device failed and they're swapping out the device. That's a possibility, too.
We'll try to get it to you as soon as we possibly know the information ourselves, but in the meantime, you get to just chill with us.
You can chill with us. We could give them a little tour to Pyra.
We could. Are we gonna like turn out and be like, and over here you've got this.
So like if we look over here, like we'll use the screen as a reference.
Well, I don't think they can look over there.
Oh,
I see you're saying behind us.
Yes, behind us.
Okay,
right
it's
here.
like a little guiding post.
So like right here, that's the Samsung area.
Okay.
They got live music performances with opera.
Yeah, those guys are insane.
They're awesome.
I honestly almost wish they could come in through our microphones and you guys could hear it, because they do the World Cyber Games theme, but they do like this really like deep, it's like a quartet, almost like a barbershop quartet. They obviously are dressed in tuxedos and they look very fancy, but the way that they sing, man, it's so incredible. Like, I don't hear that kind of like harmony very often.
Yeah, and then we have the events cube right behind us. I think right now they're actually doing cosplay right behind us.
Looks like it.
And that's pretty awesome, too, because there's even some Kings cosplay. There's just some League of Legends characters.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of mix and match. In fact, we even saw like a Murloc earlier yesterday.
Yeah, we saw like a human Murloc cosplay.
Which was a cool, it's one of those, like, it's not a specific character, but it's kind of like this is my take on something. And I always like that in cosplay, somebody that creates something completely new. So it was a mix of just about everything. And they just sort of like gathered around the cube, and everyone was just taking a look as they did, their character poses and everything.
Yeah, and then, to your guys' right side of the screen, just over beside Pyra, on your side, you have our VR stage in the background where it's like a competition with VR headsets on a big stage.
We've seen some really cool stuff out of there. When we were doing the earlier series, there's this robot fighting game, I think called Genker EX.
Yeah, it was, roughly
and it's not even a video game. It's actually like a VR headset that you have, or not a VR, but you have like all these motion capture things up and down your arms, and you just have robots in a ring, and they just fight. It's so cool. But I've got some good news for you, ladies and gentlemen. We are finally into the pick and ban.
Woo!
D-Team on the blue side, and over on the red is BMGaming.
Oh boy, yeah, they're getting themselves into their own ring to start things off. I'm excited to see our first, for us at least, our first experience with our North American representatives. Sure, I know I live in Shanghai, and Pyra, you live in Berlin. Well, come on, you're NA at heart, right?
Well, I'm from NA, right? So I gotta go there. But we are hashtag unbiased casters for sure, as we are looking to get into this one. And it's not even just NA; it's USA, by the way, Opal. So yeah, you're off the hook if you want to be.
There is Canadian players.
Is that a Canadian flag on there?
No.
I don't know, man.
Excuse me. They just assume that, all of North America has the U.S. flag, apparently. But either way, like we see in our bans to start things off, our go-to.
Standard, pretty much.
Pretty standard. Like the Lee Wing getting banned out. That's more or less targeted toward Western AOV players we've been seeing because, again, it is the equivalent of Batman. And it kind of does okay over here in the KBL.
Enchantment. Now, we've seen a lot of Western teams pick it up, so it does make sense. There's clearly the research being done by Dteam, and it's good. Showing that little bit of respect, that means you can much more safely lock up those games. Pengu now getting banned away by BMG.
Yeah, so that's been the pretty much go-to split pusher when it is available. And yeah, there's the Yukio.
Instant Yukio. Yeah, we could have guessed it, but there it comes in. This is not going to be easy. Lubu will be the answer. 80 gets that lock in.
Yeah, so again, they're playing pretty much the Malik from AOV on that Lubu, and there is also a Lubu character in AOV, so it gets a little bit confusing.
That is meta, dude.
Yeah, it's a bit meta.
I mean,
there's like
let's be honest, so in Honor of Kings, there's like a Lubu, there's a Lube, there's a Libu, so many things.
On top of that, too, there's that Dio-chan in this game there's also a Dio-chan, same name, but
it's completely different.
But it's the Frost Mage at the same time here. Looking to change things up here, though, for BMG. They decide to actually lock in both of their, split tanky boys here to start things off.
Yeah,
that makes some more sense.
Yeah, okay, Neoma, the Toro, the big old cow demon will come in. Most likely. It's still on a hover situation, but they do go for it.
Yeah, so you're going to be looking for pretty much a giant line knock-up coming out from that roaming support. Tanky boy as well looks for that big engage.
Alrighty, so what is the answer for Dteam here? What do they add onto the Yukio?
Well, you'd like to try and get some more follow-up damage.
Marco Polo. There you go.
There you go.
And the T is open. Oh, no, this is just Power Pick City.
Be a good one, actually, here for D-Team. Because especially during the nasty team fights, if BMG are able to get a team fight, they need pretty much a perfect just layering of CC to get off. Unless, he pops his ultimate, then boom, it's a reset of the fight.
Okay, they are going to mix things up. In fact, they end up going for the Guigui Z.
Guigui Z, so you're going to get some stealth in there.
And I like this, too. It's a little bit of, trickery. They're going to go for something different. The T was good, but clearly they have so much damage here that they're banking on the fact that they don't need a revive. They can win the fights outright.
We'll see here. Marcus currently looking at the Sun Sea. They want to try and lock that in. And then they'd have a pretty beefy front line shown here. And they'd like to try and keep their mid lane counter pick as well as their marksman counter picked here as well.
Yeah, taking their time, though.
Would that mean he would go into the jungle then?
That might be the case.
Or are they going to try and run Lubu in the jungle?
I was about to say, it's a possibility. We've seen only Lubu's side lanes here in this tournament, but maybe BMG can mix it up. Remember, they need to win this, and they actually will lock in the Shen Mingji.
I'm shocked they've actually shown their mid lane already, because they didn't need to. They could have went ahead and picked up pretty much the marksman equivalent there, because they could just save their counter pick. They might be doing that for the jungle.
Yep.
They might be just seeing here as, man,
fast bans.
We got the
Wu Zetian and the Gongsun Li comes out, and on the other side, the Frost Mage is also removed.
Oh, geez. Okay, teams just don't like, they don't like their...
I think Gongsun Li's like a standard ban on either side, to be honest. We've seen it both red and blue. It's just very powerful.
I still like that the Chinese teams are still respecting it so much with the West teams that I don't know. I would trust my players as, if I'm a coach, but I'd be still that's a pretty complicated setup. And considering how fast the games are going, I don't know if you get to that point where she's disgusting. Sun Sea going to be the last ban out here by D-Team, so now BMGaming have to decide where they want to try and get, because they still got to get their marksman. You can still go for your jungle.
I was thinking maybe a sniper is going to come in handy for them, and it does look like that's being considered.
That really... See, my issue now, you have two super long range, and you have two... Frontliners looking to engage.
It's a bit of a mix and match. I don't know if I like it, to be completely honest. We'll see what the follow-up from D-Team is going to be.
Oh, let's see here. The Cacao, possibly. The Cow possibly being hovered here by Cuckoo. We'll see.
Oh, they're going to mix it up.
Oh, they might go with the Fire Dancer, too, with Van D. That's a possibility as well.
I'm not saying anything until the timer stopped ticking.
You don't want to be hurt again, Pirate.
No. Oh, they do lock the Cow in. Okay. So we finally get to see that.
Going to get locked in, so of course that is more of your fighter in the mid lane
So
that
that's
has fire, marks you, and then you go in all in with your quick ultimate, and then you try and get out with a quick Q.
Yep.
Especially onto the bomber too. That is not a fun matchup, I feel like, for Marcus.
No, it's going to be a rough one. We'll see what Marcus can do as Zane will get the final lock in for BMG. How do you like that composition?
Again, we'll see whether or not Marcus actually is going to run. It looks like they did swap there, so I think I got my positions wrong really quickly. Again, my biggest concern is, you have two frontliners looking to hard engage, but then two people that are going to be staying so far back.
The follow-up's
It's really
difficult.
hard. Like, sure, you could throw an ultimate in there and then maybe a sniper shot, but
maybe it's a pick composition. I think that might be what they're trying to go for. Like, get the CC train rolling.
The only issue with the pick composition when it comes to this game is everyone groups.
Yeah.
It's really hard to pick an individual.
Some group in one lane and then never leave.
Yeah, some just, run it straight down into your nexus, into your core. And
that is one of the biggest things that struck me at looking at this. Not just because it's a mobile MOBA when I'm coming from a more traditional background, looking at like the difference in timing and everything, but specifically in honor of Kings. Teams love to group. They love to roam so much faster, and this is why we have these lightning quick games.
Yeah.
It's not just a mishmash or a lopsided level of skill. It's just how fast teams are actually able to rotate, and we'll have to see who comes out on top here. Will it be the Chinese Titans of Dteam or the USA representatives BMGaming coming out here on to the map to start game number 1?
Game number 1, as you mentioned here, and already a group coming out from BMG as they're looking to possibly try and find themselves a quick and easy start off here. I'm wondering, I believe it's Zane going to be in the jungle to start things off here, but you see the Yukio already trying to go for an invade. Does get denied right away, so I don't know if BMG are going to be able to try and hold this. They already have positioning from D-Team as that's going to be Beg, going to get knocked up. Again, pushing him off, and now Zane has to decide, do you want to try and contest this? Do you want to go for the 50-50? But the rest of D-Team are continuing to pour in.
Lubu's coming up.
Lubu's going to come nearby. We'll see whether or not they can go for a lot of damage from Beg.
Beg's
but here
caught.
comes Marcus,
Oh, no.
goes in. First blood goes on over to D-Team. Let's see if BMG can get anything back, though. Zane's taking a lot in response, and he's going to get taken down. Yukio picks up a kill. Both carries of D-Team finding a kill, and they're going to add on another here possibly underneath the tower, the double.
There's not much you can do in that situation. You just find yourselves down at least one member, and they commit, they double down, still thinking maybe we can salvage the situation, but the worst happens. They feed 2 kills over to the Yukio, and all of a sudden D-Team are off to the roll once again.
And that was awkward for BMG because they actually brought down Raw from the top lane. He got to about mid lane before he decided, okay, I can't actually help. Went back up top and actually lose down a little bit of farm and experience.
Yeah, that's rough. Honestly, at this point, you want to just leave Beg for dead. It sucks. It happens sometimes. You just didn't coordinate as well as you should have, but they lose so much more by doubling down.
A little bit of a poke there. On top of that, they're going to go and give the Marco Polo, the Phoenix camp, to add a little bit more gold into his pocket. Funnel a little bit from the jungle into the side lanes as our first Tyrant is actually going to spawn up onto the map here at 2 minutes.
Yep. Nobody's in a fuss to go for it just yet, although you can see Shadows Yukio making a run for it now. And this is the setup. There's no chance for BMGaming to really contest this. Lubu's the only one close enough, and he's stuck in bot lane.
See here if they want to go ahead and start it. It looks like they're trying to lay a trap for possibly 80's hero in mid lane, and they actually do catch him out. Decent amount of damage. He's forced to try and run away here. Strays a little bit back, but that should be the Tyrant to start things off here for D-Team.
Nice and clean, that's all you need to do. They were sniffing for an extra kill here. They will find Beg on this second wind attempt as Zane comes in looking for Uese. That's a lot of damage. He's going to be able to get to the safety of his team, but the bomb comes in. And finally, that's a turnaround for the North Americans.
And that's the easeability of the bomber. If you're able to get the run animation going, pretty much you just point and click, and you can't really do anything in response.
Yeah, you basically just get hunted down. And that's a lot of damage. Raw was looking for the shot. Gielma does sidestep it, though. Still, that 1 kill, that counts for a lot for BMGaming. They're not out of the woods by a long shot just yet, but it does arrest a bit of the momentum.
See Marco Polo just getting a little bit of chip damage over the wall. Oh, no, Fundy. He's gone stealth mode. He's going to pull him in, says, hey, Zane, how you doing? Not doing anything suspicious.
He's just become a human ward.
Look at this, though. Xi'an
Can't get the regular ward. Xi'an coming through.
Oh, there's a knock up. Here comes
for the jump. They're going to go for the damage onto the Yukio, but they turn their attention away. And the blue buff continues to be fought for.
We'll see here if the response from BMG, that's going to be the flash on board from Vandy, goes ahead and gets Zane all the way down. Killing spree for the Yukio. Beg
is how it begins.
gets back over to safety, and they have to give up a blue buff once again.
This is how it begins. The Yukio stacking kills. This is why we talk about this being a must ban against Dteam. Xiaomu's making it look too easy, and 80's hero forced to run away from his own lane.
Now Xiaomu also even just using the ult to clear the wave as 80's hero is now forced to go back, and that's just damage that's going to go in as BMG have to commit 3 members into the mid lane. We also saw the World Ender getting picked up there by the Marco Polo, so going to get a little bit of on-hit damage as well.
And Cuckoo just polished off a tower for free while all that was happening, by the way. It's fine. I've got 2 guns. I'm just going to lay him into this tower and demolish it.
See, Ra goes a little far forward. Has to back off here. Beg is still really trying to find a possible play here, but it's a bit of a rough one.
Look at the damage that's being dealt by Xiaomu at this point, and that's onto the tanky member. That's a 3-level, now 2-level disadvantage.
And once again, Dteam with the buff going to be spawning here shortly, and the jungle camp's going back up. Immediately get damage into that jungle, clear it out, deny what they can, and force BMG to have to back off. Engage comes though onto the Yukio.
That's what they
pretty
need.
low. He's going to go low, and that's a shutdown. But at what cost? In response, it's going to be 1 kill picked up here by Dteam as they're sticking around, still looking for the fight. Beg tries to rotate over, but can't find anything. And now 80's hero. He's got really a quick chance to get back to safety. They don't actually finish him off.
Okay, Cuckoo diving into the back here. He's going to be able to finish this and the tower as well. We got to break down what just happened there, Opal. It was a good start. They needed to get a pick onto Xiaomu. The problem is it took too long. The rest of Dteam arrived, and they were able to turn that into an advantageous situation.
So now it's 6-2, and your kill count's a 4,000 gold lead here for Dteam. And we got our Tyrant starting up in another couple seconds, but once again, instantly, Cuckoo!
Zane, he's on him.
Too close, Zane! He's going low, though, in response. It's going to be a 1-for-1 BMG, though. They're coming back.
But we take those. If you're BMG at this point, you take down Cuckoo. Yes, you give another kill over to the Yukio.
Oh!
But look at that Raw getting dove by Uese. That is not looking so hot.
And that is the danger here of the fighter, is if you're in range, you get marked, you get knocked up, and you just get pretty much bounce housed around by a single person. Especially being the sniper, you're already pretty squishy. Tyrant goes back in favor of Dteam.
Solo done by Yukio, too.
Another 1,000 gold to their goal total.
Yeah, you're starting to see the level advantage coming through. You're starting to see the gold starting to snowball out of control. No towers picked up by BMG. It's just a handful of picks.
Yeah, you see Xiaomu already level 10 on the map here. You got Beg, who's only 6 at this point. It's starting to look a little bit ugly on the side of BMG.
We've seen stompier games for sure, but you're right. Dteam, they look like they're playing with their food.
Pretty much at this point. You're getting 10s on now most of your carries. We'll see what they can do here, as now Van D going to bring the rest of the team back up into the jungle, just looking to add a little bit of vision, just staying around, rotating around. But once, look at this, BMG, they're too afraid to even go into their jungle, Pyra.
Yeah, not without a lot of backup, that's for sure. They will move into the river and try to catch Fandy out. They do see him. After he canes on, and USA getting jove on by Zane. The Yukio incoming. Zane's going to be very careful
Zane.
here. And they have the knockup.
Oh!
He dashes away!
Bang!
How did he stay alive? It's not going to last much longer, but that was a good start. The Cow does it in the end. The Marco Polo takes out Xi'an. Oh dear, that looked like a good start for BMG, but the level difference is too much.
And Beg trying to back right underneath the tower, but it's dangerous because guess what? They're going to continue diving. Yeah, Lubu joins in, but he's got no tower remaining, and they shred him down to pieces at this point. 12-13 the kills. High ground tower's now going to be exposed, and with a cannon minion, they can look to get a little bit of damage here on the core or look to back off.
Yeah, they're not going to take too many risks. This is a more measured Chinese team we're seeing, not the crazy aggressive, we can end it right here, right now. And why bother? The worst thing that can happen, you get wiped out, and then you give BMG an inroad into this game. Instead, they opt to take one more tower out, they grab themselves a few camps in the jungle, and they back away nice and safe.
Decent damage actually coming out from the Bomber ult. Does force Van D to have to probably back off to the base and heal up. But still, it's an insurmountable gold lead, it looks like. And Raw, underneath the tower, trades 1-for-1, but the tower should just go down.
That's just rude. That's just rude at this point. You're like, I can 1v1 you under turret. Oh, my word. And the Overlord is up and available, hitting the map right now.
Oh,
you going deep into the back line, gets the Xi'an. Beg cannot do a darn thing about it. He gets that big knockup. The Lubu tags his way in, but it's a killing spree in the back line.
He's so fed at this point.
Massive.
Zane going to get chunked. Van D comes back on over. Rotating back here, you got 3 members down. Raw did just respawn, but guess what? They got all the cannon minions on spawn, so now all the waves guaranteed to push back into the base. Super minions crashing in onto the core. BMG trying to make their final stand. Double knock up onto Raw. Raw gets killed underneath the fountain. The core is exposed, but with no minions, they can't finish it off. And Yukio is still going insane. It's a triple kill.
Are you kidding
Big
me? He
in
finally goes
response,
down.
tries to get the knockups. He's underneath his own core. He's going to fall down on the doorsteps, and that should be the game. 20-5, D-Team take the victory.
Oh, they're just so strong, and this is why you got to ban that Yukio. What a ridiculous performance out of Xiaomu there. It was a nice attempt. BMGaming, they had a few kills here and there. They had answers. The problem is they just did not have enough time to get back into that game. 5-1-8 for the Marco Polo, 9-2-6 for the Yukio. It looks like Cuckoo actually ended up getting that MVP score, and you take a look at the damage spread, and you can see it actually is quite even between the 3 carries.
Yeah, all 3 carries doing work there, and Vandy and Xiaoma just doing their job as tanks and just, occupying and causing mayhem over on the side. And unfortunately for BMG, there was not really ever a gold lead in their favor there.
No, I think they showed signs of life, and that's important because we've seen stomps where a team might as well have just disconnected in a few cases.
Yeah.
This was not one of those. BMG, we're not going to give up. We're not going to lie down and take it, but you can just see the gap in skill is huge, and if they want to get back into this next game and stay alive realistically for the tournament, it has to start right now.
Yeah, because it's pretty much you're 1 core away from being pretty much eliminated already, and that's out of the prize pool.
Even taking a game is enough to build at least a little bit of momentum, even if it's just for your mental
at
this point. And let's face it here, I think they gave away too much in the draft.
A little bit there.
That's something they can do realistically to stop that from happening.
Well, it was on top of that too. I'm not sure if I like the sniper in a side lane. I think
well, again, you talk about that front to back, and then once they grouped, which is what you need to do, this is what the meta demands in a lot of cases.
But they were too far behind.
Exactly. They're too far behind to actually make anything happen. And also, they weren't on the same page. I want to see what was going on with their cow demon, with the Toro. He went in a couple of times for, no reason.
Yeah. Well, Beg, he's just trying to disengage, trying to save his teammates. But at that point, you just got to cut your losses.
Yeah.
And you got to move on, pretty much. And that's likely what they're going to do with this game. They're going to try once more again. They still got a game to try and tie it up. Elsewise, though, it will be D-Team possibly taking home a 2-0.
It wouldn't be surprising at all. We've hit it home so many times. This is the favorite in the entire tournament, and it's such a tough ask to expect the likes of BMGaming to overcome them. But we have to see. There were chances. There were signs of life. They got kills. I like what they did in that jungle when they collapsed onto the Yukio. The issue is they just need to layer the CC a little bit better. They need to throw the damage on faster before the reaction can come in from the rest of D-Team.
I'll just see here. We're, of course, going to go ahead and get our teams loaded back up into the lobby, get the show underway right away here for you, Pyra.
Well, you know where we are right now. We're beyond the game.
Beyond the game,
we can hear it in the background. I don't know if you guys can hear it at home, but we have been hearing that one all day, and it is just an absolute banger of a tune.
You say banger. I say, mild reoccurring
illusion. Illusion?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the different versions.
Head. They've got your stock version. They've got the opera singer version. They've got that super almost W version that's being played over on the other stage sometimes.
Yeah, and then they got the house one over,
the one that's
the cube.
the dun-dun-dun, it starts off really hype.
Yeah, you get up into the
cool.
hands in the air moment.
Yeah.
We're
not quite there. We're at the stock version is what you're saying.
Yeah, we're still at the stock version.
Yeah, pretty much. Hey, the day one, I didn't even hear the other lyrics. It just faded out, and I'm like, wait, this song has lyrics. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You ever just tune out most of a song except
not
the chorus?
Not on the first part of it.
Yeah.
The first time I listen to something, I should notice.
Yeah, but apparently I'm the opposite.
You're just I don't want to listen to anything else but beyond the game.
It was just background noise.
It's everywhere.
It's happening over and over again.
You know what? I hear it from the stage in front of us. I hear it, I think, from behind.
It's actually
else.
coming, and it's slightly desynced too. So I think that's where the illusion is coming in.
Yeah.
It's
phantoms in my head, Pyra.
Is that what happens? You get phantoms in your head. You should probably get that checked out.
They can't help me.
Oh.
They're not beyond the game.
They're not beyond the game. Well, we're beyond game one, but we are readying up for game two. Sick transition, bring it all back in. I tie it back together. Nothing left undone. Now that was definitely passive-aggressive. I love it, Opal. It hasn't been that long of a day, man. We had a much shorter one than yesterday.
Yeah. Like we had shorter games. We had shorter matches.
Yeah, we absolutely did.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yesterday was so fast when we actually got into the games, but
Which
today,
it was so anticlimactic. It's like, waiting 11 hours.
Well, we left the stream on too.
And then,
I mean, hey, those of you who actually like stuck around and tuned in, you're all the champions, by the way.
yeah,
Excuse me.
yeah, right. It feels like there's a cough going around.
Yeah,
here.
just a little bit. Sometimes the air filters in a little bit, so
Yeah.
it's a little rough. But what can you do?
I don't think the air conditioning was turned on early enough.
No,
today.
it wasn't. We did have a bit where a drone flew over our heads and just like fanned us, and
It was just
actually
like,
lovely.
thank you.
It was amazing.
Felt so good.
Yeah.
There
looks
we go.
like we are getting to pick ban. Pangu and Yukio, this is the lesson learned. But wait a minute, it was on D-Team's side that they banned it.
They're like, we know it's too strong, and BMG, they have the blue side first pick. So D-Team like, all right, try and beat us. Don't try and use this, though. So we'll see here.
The Dune
you
Shang gets
mentioned.
banned away. So it looks like
Yeah.
we kind of just flipped bans, except obviously we didn't have the Yukio banned away last time, and that allowed D-Team to run through. But they are going to favor the Lubu. It will be picked up once more on that first. We'll have to see what the answer is from D-Team.
We'll see here where they want to go with this. As, like you mentioned, Lubu getting locked in by BMG, going to have that front line, have that initiation. I want to see it actually used, though, during this game. I only saw Lubu ult during reactive plays when they felt like they were caught out and were trying to pretty much save face at that point.
At least they did it in the jungle. I think that's the key. They were actually using it in a compressed area. And we'll see if they're able to level it up a little bit more here as Xi'an looks to lock in their first pick.
Yeah, that'd be the Sun Sea there, possibly getting locked in again.
They banned it
only
last time, I think.
hovered. Yes, it was banned out there by D-Team, and it is going to get locked in. So, going to have that for yourself. Again, that's more of your the skin that everyone's been enjoying to use. You know, that's almost spooky ghost, pretty much at that point.
Guigui comes back in.
Guigui,
Yeah, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We'll see what BMGaming do to answer this time around now that they know a little bit more about what they're facing. Ooh, we haven't seen, I believe that support Xiao.
Is that Xiao?
I think so. Yeah, Zhuang Zhao, excuse me.
Zhuang Zhao. All right, I was wondering. Wow,
This
it
is
gets locked in.
the butterfly effect support, I think.
Is it?
Yep.
I just know she rides a giant space whale.
Yeah, there is a space whale. I forgot about that. Oh, and a tiger comes in
Ooh.
too. This is what I wanted to see. It's more aggressive. You can get a faster clear. The invades have been coming constantly, and this can be an answer to it.
We'll see, though. Marco Polo is going to get locked in here by D-Team. Did plenty of work in the previous game. They're also going to go ahead and get rid of the bomber, so not going to have that available here for the side of BMG. No Moon Goddess, though, in response as the mid lane is being targeted by both sides, as that is still up for grabs on both sides.
Yeah, more of a standard draft, right? You save the mid lane. We saw last time BMG picked their mid lane very early with the Guingwen, and now it's not going to be an option for them.
What's interesting here for D-Team is they have decided to not ban the Guangsong Li just yet.
No, and I want to see if BMG pick this up because I think they really should. The Frost Mage is being banned, and now, I mean, it's open.
Gets banned
It's
out.
open. Guangsong Li is available, and it looks like the Miyui is going to be the choice.
Please, yes, Crows! Crows into the valley.
Come on, let's get the Guangsong Li in here, though. I don't know if this is disrespect or what.
Oh, the Guang Yu.
Oh, they're not going to take it.
No marksman?
You got. I mean, this got to be trolling. They just
It gets locked in.
No, you're kidding me. They didn't go for it.
All right, they said, you know what? We can't play the marksmen. We're just going to play what we can. And
I can't believe they let Guangsong Li and didn't take it.
I want to see who actually plays our paintbrush mage, because it has to be someone with experience. Yeah, I think 80s Hero has played it before. Yeah, he's one of the players that does play Kings pretty regularly.
Okay.
Or are they going to throw Raw onto there? So we'll have to see.
Yeah, it's still shuffling around as we got back to us, and that's going to be that excitement building. Who's going to be taking what? I do like the Tiger, but yeah, very questionable to not pick up a marksman.
Yeah, a little bit questionable.
Yeah.
Again, we've seen some teams try and roll. I feel like this is, if you're going to beat a Chinese team, yeah, play.
I mean, you're not going to beat them in a straight up like meta battle. So it is fair. They do need to do something different.
Yeah.
I just don't know if this is the answer.
Well, you know what? What do you got to lose at this point? Well,
one core actually.
One core.
Approximately
That's
one
all
core.
you have to lose for BMGaming in this series, and then they will be likely pretty much knocked out of contention for the knockout stage because tiebreakers would go in favor of the Chinese teams, even if they lost all their other matches. And
yeah. I mean, again, when you're facing up against such odds, like D-Team are the favorites against just about everybody else in this tournament.
Well,
Let's see if they can do it. We are loading up once again, which could be potentially the last time today, onto the Valley of Kings. What a cool name, by the way.
Game 2 here.
Hashtag not biased, but it's better than any sort of rift.
Wow.
I mean, what is a rift? It's like
they know
between...
they hunt you down for that.
Shh, don't tell them. Nobody knows. Space whale coming in, by the way. You can see the space whale. It's like a ghosty space whale.
Is this space whale?
It's
Space
narwhal.
narwhal.
Narwhal, really.
Space.
I mean,
it
might
be
be
the
like
skin.
a Pokemon. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, blue buff contest from Raw and Beg.
So I like this from BMG. They're going aggressive here. They're forcing the side of D-Team to have to respond, but then they don't continue to it. Actually, Tiger is already doing his buff. I feel like if you're Tiger right now, you run right up for that blue.
Okay, I think they could have gone vertical jungling, but they opted to just kind of harass, and they ended up giving away their own blue. So I don't know if they're just following enough 80-0 back in the mid lane.
Oh, man, you saw that was almost a tricky little bit of tech coming out there from the mid lane of UZ. This time around, though, not going to happen. Try to go for a flash knockback, but I don't think it connected.
There's a lot of birds, a lot of crows in the bottom lane for Xi'an.
Yeah, it's crows. It's bird season, bud.
It's always bird season.
We see Zane.
Whoa, did we see some there was some crazy DJ action?
Yeah, no, he's like, Zane is like mega DJ right now.
That is so cool.
Ooh, Space Whale engage coming out here. Zane is going to try and follow up, but here comes Van D looking for that quick knockback. Gets a punch back here onto the side of D-Team, but there's a follow-on board. Decent amount of damage, but here comes Xiaomu, and they go in for a three-man knock-up coming out from D-Team, but they still have yet to find a kill.
Not damage enough on either side. That was just a bit of a scrap. I like what BMG did there. It's unfortunate they couldn't pick up a kill. Great play by D-Team to deny them. Neither team is able to get that first blood. Now Xioma in a bit of danger, but does manage to get away from Ra and Zane.
Does go ahead and flash out of there, so gets back to safety, but Tyrant is available, and guess what? The side of BMG, they're having to back at this exact moment. That should give D-Team priority down toward the Tyrant is already being started.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen a Western team really be able to pick up a Tyrant almost at all, but they do put Beg around the back of the pit. They're not backing away just yet. There's potentially a chance to commit, but no, it looks like they will cede it away after all.
Vandy trying to walk up, doesn't have the stealth just yet on the ultimate as he's only level 3. We'll take a look here. Tyrant is secured by D-Team. It looks like BMG did not try and do anything else, and you can see those birds cycling through, doing a little bit of damage here and there. Still a little bit before that gets out of control.
Yeah, pecking away, but not too strong just yet. Beg has to be a little careful not to get dove on. And ooh, D-Team wanted to go into for that blue buff contest. Zane, and it's going to have to bring Beg in here to force them away.
Zane
on the
says
defense
get
once
out
again.
of there. They're going to see Xiaomu comes on down. The rest of D-Team full engage, first blood, and they are just hammering home here in the jungle. Double kill for D-Team.
What a collapse. They just cock the hammer and smack it down. 3 kills like that. And there was no chance. Raw and Marcus not in the area to contest. This is going to be resulting in some damage on towers.
And those are minions going to crash into the mid lane tower as well. You also, the Marco Polo, getting the damage and does true damage with the towers as well. You saw it just there, and that is going to be the first tower of the game going over to D-Team as they secure themselves a 2,700 gold lead.
This is the problem. The frontliners, the 2 warriors they've got, Raw and Marcus, they just weren't there in time. In fact, Raw was never going to be there because he just sat in the bottom lane. I don't think they were expecting a full 5v5.
You saw there, quick blink away, and also secures the vision.
Oh,
Raw, yeah, no.
That was not advisable. I like the guts to go for it, but you need the follow-up damage. Already too far away to really force it on the Miyui. Xiaomu was able to get away.
Meanwhile, mid lane, though, that's your second tier tower. Getting destroyed here. 80-0 is a little too low for this. There is Beg, though, coming over toward the side. Able to clear it out and realizes, hey, Xiaomu and them are here. That's rather risky to be trying to go for this.
Yeah, Space Whale just making an appearance. Raw pushing back.
Those birds, man.
Not enough.
Not the birds.
Not the birds. Beg trying to contest too. This jungle's starting to get out of hand. It's being taken away from BMGaming. They're heavy 4-stacking that top side.
Might as well. They're getting pressure in every other lane, and they're going to try and snuff out the jungle as Beg's forced to back off. So blue buff going to be secure. And they go in on the engage, and 80s Heroes is sent back in time.
This is the difference between these squads. There is no hesitation on the side of D-Team as they go in for the kill. They do not give 80s Hero a chance to respond at all.
Vandy took a little bit of damage there, but gets back to safety, goes back into stealth. So Cuckoo's going to continue to apply pressure. We have the bot lane still being occupied by D-Team, and they're looking for it here. Double knockup comes out. Beg going down extremely low. Cuckoo, there's the bullets raining through. Not enough, though.
Oh, Zane tapping his way forward, but you can just see D-Team getting into the role, getting into their stride. This is looking like the hopes are dimming here. for the North Americans as we veer off screen. Must have been something we couldn't show.
It's not safe for work at this point, Pyro, what we're seeing by D-Team.
Yeah, well, we've seen some rougher ones for sure, but they need to start stacking kills on the board. They need to stop these tower pushes, and it just seems like the pressure's starting to overwhelm them. We have another Tyrant coming up.
We have Tyrant coming up. BMG, they were trying to position, but immediately denied. And with Vandy being in there, the stealth that can be applied, BMG, they have no safety when it comes into their jungle. Beg might look for an engage and still has to be careful. Xi'an just jumped straight onto Raw, and we have Yusei over toward the side, not fully committing just yet, as they're just trying to sneak away this red buff.
And they can just keep doing this over and over again. They're forcing BMGaming to dance to their tune, to respond to their actions. And they just have the jump on that speed boost to get away. Fandy looking to go in on the invisibility.
Oh,
they do turn them away. Bag is very low. There's a chance they're going to jump in on the Lubu, but they lose their Space Whale immediately.
BMG going too far forward. They tried to commit, but guess what? It's a little bit too late. You're 7,000 gold down, and you have your now high ground towers being knocked upon. It's not looking good, and this Marco Polo already level 11. You see the true damage that starts to ramp up when he hits the same target. BMG, they're stuck in their base. They can only rely on minions crashing into the towers to get XP.
On single digit in their levels, and you just look at it, Zane's the only one who's even close to hitting 10, and he just gets 9 at this point.
And the lowest member on D-Team is the support at level 9.
Yeah, there's a huge disadvantage at this point. And that fight is kind of emblematic of what we're seeing here in the execution. BMGaming, they jump into the backline using the Lubu. It looks like it could be a good start, but the problem is that backline then comes to the rest of the team.
Blue buff going to be given on over to our Fire Dancer as D-Team look to try and position themselves to finish off this match. See if BMG push a little too far forward. This is the furthest they've been out of their base in the last 2 minutes. You still see Xi'an applying pressure. We're also going to have Overlord.
They might need a desperation fight on the Overlord. Not give it away, but Bag is going to get caught by Yusei. Fandy was there as well. They didn't finish the damage, but that's going to force the back.
3 members of D-Team in the bot lane. That Marco Polo, if he gets close to the tower, he'll start shredding it apart. Cannon Minion is there. Just going to go ahead, put out some bullets, try and get some damage here. Double knockup onto BMG. Next cycle of minions going to crash in as Overlord is now coming up in 10 seconds. Turret's going to go down. D-Team, now they have their opening. They could possibly go in for the fight, but immediately BMG back off. You have just the quick, easy engage. Gets a decent amount of damage. No one falls just yet, though, as BMG, they keep cycling in, but 80's hero's going to get taken down. And now Xi'an once again jumping underneath the core. High ground tower and bot lanes being occupied, and now the rest of the team piles on in. And you can just see from D-Team the experience. They just have so much available to them, and that should be it as the core falls a 2-0 for the Chinese reps D-Team.
Big GG coming out for the Chinese squad right there, and it shows why they are so terrifyingly strong. Unfortunately for the North American side, they just didn't have much of a chance. They never even hit those double digits on most of their carries. You look at only the Tiger and the Guan Yu managed to do it. And yeah, Cuckoo, he was just stacking them up. 14.3 score. What a play from him. But the rest of the team not too far behind.
Yeah, Vandy and Cuckoo, they're 100% kill participation across the board when it came in. It was a lot actually Vandy getting into the jungle, getting vision.
I think it was everywhere.
Yeah, like I'd be pretty much go-to there. For the side of BMG, unfortunately, there's only so much you can do at this point. So they'll be going down here in a 2-0 to D-Team.
Yeah.
And that was another perfect game.
Yeah, no, it really was. There was not much they could get out of it. It looked like they might have been able to grab a kill here or there. Unlike this last game, though, they didn't pull it off. And I think this was because D-Team got the measure of them. The first game, feeling it out a little bit. Okay, how much can we get away with these guys? Maybe we overcommit a little too hard. You could see them pull back a tiny bit on the aggression, consider things for a moment, but that meant that every play they made was well calculated, and they just didn't give an opportunity for counterplay.
Yeah, so as far as our group stage now, that was our final round, I do believe. We have, of course, other teams playing on other stages at the moment.
Not on broadcast, of course.
Not on broadcast.
But some on the Samsung stage will be broadcast, of course.
Yep.
But yeah, soon enough, tomorrow we'll be getting into the next stage of the tournament, our knockout stage.
Yeah, and I'm going to probably have to guess right now. It's going to be our 4 Chinese teams. I believe they're undefeated, minus the one matchup they go against each other.
Yeah, like I mean, the other this was to be expected outside of maybe the outside chance of M8 Hexa. The rest were always going to be a long shot. But yeah, the Chinese representatives, the experience and the skill that they have, it is unparalleled.
Yeah, the game's been out for, a couple more years than anywhere else.
Well, I mean, it is 2 years in the future from Arena of Valor, minus all of the other changes.
On top of it,
like,
there's a lot more crazier techniques in the Kings, obviously. Like, there's a lot of mechanics that you can do in this game for a mobile game.
But there are no excuses. I think at the end of the day, it just was the better team, the stronger team that won.
Yeah, just be the better team overall. So, for us right now, though, I believe that was our final match on the day for Kings.
That wraps it for us.
On our stream. What we got next? We have Dota, I think, coming up.
Yeah, we'll have some Dota matches. I think we'll have the schedule popping up on the screen in just a little bit so we can take you guys through what will be happening. And then, of course, after the Dota matches conclude on this stream, there will be Warcraft 3. And I don't know about you, Opal. I'm really looking forward to that, man. Especially, I mentioned at the beginning of the day, WCG. Old school stuff. That's what it's all about, man. I love Warcraft 3 still hanging in there as an esport.
There's I think the row right next to us right over here, that's the Warcraft row, and it's just weird seeing 800 by 600
Yeah, they have
resolution.
to compress it down in the size because it's just I can't wait for Remastered, by the way.
The Remastered? You looking forward to that?
Yeah, well, I like playing the old campaign mode. I actually got to play it last year at BlizzCon a little bit. It took me through the whole Arthas. Yeah, you know the bit where he well, I don't want to spoil anybody, but this was 2003, so you've had plenty of time to play it. It's the bit where he's trying to purge the town from the undead. Okay. And he kind of goes a little cuckoo.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's that, I get to play through that mission. And it was really cool. It was the visuals were much more updated. You got to see.
I would hope. I would hope they are.
Obviously, but the cutscenes and everything were really, really well done. It looked a lot more like WoW.
Okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Oh, that should be a bunch of fun there. So, again, like we mentioned, that was it.
Yeah, I mean, it's been all 2-0s, and I think when we get into our semifinals and our third place and finals matches, that's where it's probably going to be a lot closer competition.
You would hope.
There's a lot more parity between the Chinese sides. They know each other a lot more. They've played each other. I still think, though, Dteam, I was terrified watching this squad honestly toy with their opponents today.
It wasn't even like that last game, compared to KSSC, where they were just
It wasn't wild. That's the thing.
It wasn't
KSSC
wild.
were unrestrained. We know that this aggressive Chinese style, but that was a berserker, heedless aggression. This was more what can we get away with? It was
They only got 9 kills, and they got 4 or 5 of them at the end of the game.
Yeah.
The rest they were able to get gold advantages through minions or through just jungle invades.
How many times did we have to see backs? Maybe once?
Yeah.
They never actually had to go back and let up a pressure as a team, except for maybe one time when they lost a member.
Yeah.
That was a 4-stack on the Yukio.
Yeah. The Yukio, yeah. So, overall,
it's rough. Yeah,
it's
rough. I think it's just Dteam are just such a strong side. I wonder if any of the other Chinese teams would have fared differently against the likes of BMGaming. We have seen them play a couple other games, but as you mentioned, they effectively can't really progress. I think, though, it is, you play for pride from here on out. You try to get a win over some of the other sides, show that, well, maybe China's too strong, but we can still beat the teams that are as experienced as we are.
Yeah. Well, Pyra, what's your plan for today?
Well,
now that we're wrapped up.
I'm going to head back. I'm going to grab myself some lunch. I'm going to kick it, maybe turn on a movie or something.
Oh, okay.
I know you wanted to do the Terracotta Warriors. Are you going to do that?
Possibly, yeah. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
It looks like it's nice outside. It's not raining for the first time.
Is it? Wow. Oh, that is right. I don't see anybody out with umbrellas. That might be the time to go check out.
Yeah, well, no Gong Sung Lee. It's been banned, right?
Oh, yeah. See?
Oh, if only we could blink back to the hotel. That'd be so convenient.
Well,
we'd save on shuttle.
Yeah, we'd save on the shuttle.
Yeah.
We'd also save on the U-turns being taken by the shuttle.
Yes, we had. Yeah, yesterday was interesting. So many.
Yeah, we couldn't find the
get into the venue.
correct entrance for the venue on our tour on the shuttle bus, and we did 5 just in the middle of the street U-turns, and it was just wild.
And then there were 5 cars trying to creep in on there. Man, the traffic is wild. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But then you notice today we got a shuttle that was much smaller.
Yeah.
Got those U-turns a lot better.
But it was still the same style bus.
It was just the same style bus. It was just a smaller version of it.
Are you sure? I don't actually think it was smaller.
Well, it seemed like they took turns easier. I don't know. Looks like we're going on a break, and that's it for us. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back with Dota a little bit later. See you then.